Are you feeling overwhelmed by your never-ending to-do list, or are you struggling to stay organized and productive? Well, get ready to transform your to-do list with the ultimate solution. In this video, I'll share the game-changing secrets to create a more effective to-do list that will increase your productivity. Whether you're a high-performing professional or entrepreneur, these powerful techniques will supercharge your efficiency and help you achieve your goals with less stress. So get ready to take back control and conquer your to-do list once and for all. So let's start with the problem. As high-performing individuals and entrepreneurs, I think most of us have spent the majority of our time at work feeling behind, always feeling overwhelmed or on the verge of burnout. And we always talk about this never-ending to-do list, but the truth is it's real and it causes us a ton of anxiety, leading us to get less done. In addition to all that, you may have a love-hate relationship with your to-do list because leaving tasks incomplete at the end of the day can make you feel like a complete failure. Once that happens, you end up pushing the task to the next day, and then the list becomes excessively long and cluttered. So today, I'm going to show you how to finally take back control of your schedule and your to-do list. In addition to that, I'll help you understand how to be okay with not getting everything done and being able to not feel the guilt of not getting everything off your to-do list. So now that we know the problem, what's the solution? And as we go through the day with a million things to do, we can feel that we're really not in control of our time. But in reality, we can control our attention and focus. It might seem like life is going 100 miles per hour and you're getting pulled in 10 different directions. And I feel if you can plan your day differently and organize your to-do list, you can change a lot around and make things less stressful. Now, typically people just make a standard to-do list and have no plan of attack. So you're making a to-do list with whatever comes to your mind first, or you think of things along the way. Then you just go into completing tasks on the list, and in many cases, just doing it in the same order that you wrote them down, and that can be super inefficient. So we want to be able to prioritize your task list. In many cases, you might make a to-do list just like the one shown here, and there's no way to tell what's important because everything looks the same. For example, getting back to someone on an email looks the same as organized business receipts or outlining new marketing plans. Like I said before, most people would just start at the top and work their way down, which in many cases, if the list wasn't constructed with urgency and importance taken into mind, you're just gonna get a lot of less tasks done, and it's in a less than optimal order that can result in missed deadlines and unnecessary stress. The second way people tackle these lists is just doing the easy stuff first in order to cross off as many things as possible so it looks like we got more done. Or you're just trying to build up some momentum to work on the harder tasks. Again, this can create problems when something comes up or it pushes your schedule back, and now you really have limited time to complete those harder tasks. And the last thing we want to do is have a tighter time constraint on some of those hard to do tasks. So knowing these two common pitfalls with to-do lists, how do we go about fixing this and really building out to-do lists that are effective, efficient, and allow you to get more done in less time? And that brings us to the master to-do list system. This is one of the best to-do list systems I've come across, and it's in the To-Do List Formula book created by Damon Zahariades. So I'll break down this system and walk you through how to implement it into your own to-do list for work and life. The ultimate goal of this system is to get ideas, tasks, and projects out of your head and into an efficient and trusted system. The main concept for your to-do list is to identify and prioritize your hits, or high impact tasks. These are tasks that push the needle forward within your business and life. And this system can be broken down into 3 acronyms. So MMM, ACE, and LLL. And I'll break that down for you. The MMM system is for helping you sort out your to-do list. The ACE system is for helping you write your to-do list, and the LLL system helps you label and filter your to-do list. So let's break down the MMM system, which is for sorting. Every task on your master to-do list needs to fall into one of these 3 lists: the major projects list, the miscellaneous list, and the maybe list. Create a separate to-do list for every major project you're currently working on. These are your main projects that require multiple steps. Make sure all of your subtasks are in order that you plan on doing, so you always have next steps ready at all times. This will decrease any friction for you to procrastinate. For example, you could put update marketing plan and build a website Each one of these will have its own unique subtasks. The second M is a miscellaneous list, and this is where you put all of your standalone non-project tasks. If you can't connect a task to a project, then put it on the miscellaneous list. These miscellaneous tasks are typically one-off tasks that don't push any project forward. For example, you could put grocery store shopping, update calendar, or routine admin work in this list. This will allow you to capture tasks quickly and help your mind declutter so you have space to think. Now, every task you put into a major project list or miscellaneous list must have a deadline. If you aren't ready to assign a deadline to the task, or maybe the task itself is vague, just put it on the maybe list. From there, you can schedule time and revisit your maybe list. I typically try to revisit my maybe list every week during my weekly review, and you don't have to do anything in depth with this, but with a quick scan, you should be able to pick out what is urgent and what is important. In the case that something becomes relevant or urgent, you would bump that task or project up to the major projects list or the miscellaneous list. Now, there's one other list that I would recommend adding that wasn't in the book, and I would recommend adding a waiting on list. And this list isn't completely necessary, but I do like to have this list if I'm waiting on an important deliverable, or maybe I'm waiting on a contract to be signed, or anything else that I'm waiting on someone else to do that I personally cannot move forward with in the moment. Now, on the other hand, I don't typically put small communications like emails or responses on my waiting on list. It's more or less other tasks or projects people have to complete. Now let's go over the ACE system, which is for formatting. Every task that you put into your master to-do list must have the same three-part structure: an active verb, a commitment, and an expected result. So A is for active verb. Starting every task with an active verb makes your to-do list less vague and more actionable. Your brain doesn't always know what to do when it hears nouns. Words like food, notes, and family have little to no meaning when there's no action tied to them. Let's give the examples. Task with no verb, Erica's new computer; profit report, digital folders. Now the task with a verb, buy Erica's new computer; finish profit report; and organize digital folders. That triggers the brain to take action on the item, task, or project. The C is for commitment. After you've written down a task, add a time commitment in a bracket after it. Buy Erica's new computer, bracket, 30 minutes. Adding an estimated time commitment to each task forces you to take into account how much time it takes to complete each task, which will make you more efficient when it comes to planning. Now, you want to be able to consider all of the factors around this task or project. Let's give the example of a meeting. Let's say the task is a meet virtual assistant for a new course launch. The 30-minute meeting really isn't a 30-minute commitment. You have to prepare for the meeting by doing research and organizing notes for 45 minutes, then attend the meeting for 30 minutes, and then type up any post-meeting notes for 15 minutes, totaling in 90 minutes long. So you can see that a 30-minute meeting necessarily isn't 30 minutes, and in that case, consider all factors, 90 minutes total. E is for expected results. Now, the last thing you need in your master to-do list system is what is the expected result. For example, buy Erica's new computer, parentheses, 90 minutes, dash, Erica has a new computer. Or finish profit report, parentheses, 30 minutes, dash, CEO knows all of the profit metrics. Or organize digital folders, parentheses, 15 minutes, dash, desktop is clear of folders. When you put a desired outcome next to the task, it helps turn your to-do list from things that you should do into things that you want to do. Also, often our to-do lists become mundane, but if you add a desired outcome that has a benefit tied to it, it makes it far more appealing. Now let's switch gears. The LLL system is for labeling your to-do list system tasks and projects. You will be able to enhance your to-do list by applying all of the L's to each task. The L stand for location label, low energy label, and less than 15 minutes label. Now you can also use these LLL labels to help color code all of your tasks and projects. If you use paper to write your to-do list, you can use a different color pen or a different color highlighter to help label these. Most to-do lists and project management softwares have the ability to add labels and locations as well. Or if you're more of a digital person, most to-do list and project management software have the ability to add labels and locations as well. So the first L is location. Location can vary from office to job site to a weekly team meeting. Maybe it's an offsite location and can also be a general location for running errands. The second L is low energy. Add a low energy label to simple repetitive tasks that require a low amount of effort. Examples of this could be repetitive administrative work like updating your calendar, cleaning out your emails, or organizing digital documents. This comes into handy when you don't feel like working, but you know you have to get things done. You can go to your low energy tasks and complete a ton of tasks off your list, even if you're not feeling high energy that day. The last L is the less than 15 minutes label, and apply this label to every task that takes under 15 minutes. The advantage of doing this is that you can hide these tasks away to do after you get more important tasks done. The second advantage here is that you can group these under 15-minute tasks by batching them. Once you batch 2 or more tasks to your to-do list, you'll be able to batch execute them. Examples would be phone calls, emails, and updating your project management software or lists. Now, if you use this system, your tasks will be sorted, formatted, and filtered in a way that will streamline your daily to-do list that is filled with high impact tasks. Now, there are 3 different places people tend to write down their to-do list. 1, any sort of notes app or your phone. 2, a to-do list app or software on your phone or computer. And 3, a small card or notepad with pen and paper like the one shown here. Typically, you want to write down 3 to 7 things you want to accomplish for the day depending on how much time and bandwidth you have. These are tasks pulled from your master to-do list. I use Trello, which is a project management software, but you can use any project management software if you decide to go with digital. Or if you use a small piece of paper, I would write down 3 to 7 things along with the start time for them. As the day goes on and you complete tasks, make sure you cross them off. And at the end of the day, I go back to my master to-do list and update what has been completed. After this is complete, I go ahead and make my to-do list for the following day. Now, one important point to address is when do you make your to-do list? And it's a really important point here is that you want to make your to-do list the evening before. Now, there's a fatal flaw in making your to-do list the day of, and let me give you an example. When you're determining what you need to get done that day, first you have to take in a lot of information. Information from your calendar, information from your email inbox, messages, DMs, and maybe your task manager. By the time you've considered all there is to do, your attention is scattered and all over the place. And likely you've eliminated every possibility of doing focused deep work at that time. So my recommendation is to write your to-do list the evening before. That's how you can start the next day tackling your most important and urgent tasks without drowning in the minutia. Once the to-do list planning is complete for the next day, it allows me to shut down and disconnect for the night. And these are for the people that worry about the next day. Now you're able to have a plan, a to-do list, have everything structured, and you're able to disconnect and enjoy the rest of your life. Now that you know how to make better to-do lists, it's smart to have an app to put all of those tasks and projects into. So check out my next video where I show you the best to-do list apps. Check it out with the link right here. And until next time, stay productive.